Massacre, and you are listening to The Dorkening.
Hi, I'm Brian Johnson, and although you probably accidentally stumbled across it and have no idea why you're watching it, you are in fact watching The Dorkening.
Hello, this is Tom Kenny, voice actor, the voice of the Ice King on Adventure Time, and SpongeBob SquarePants. Meow. Oh, Gary the Snail, too. Hey, guess what you're filling your eye holes and ear holes with? The Dorkening! Oh, I love the Dorkening. Very popular in Ooh, and Bikini Bottom.
Hi, I'm Lou Ferrigno. You're watching The Dorkening. And you know what? You don't like me when I get angry, so don't get me angry. You better keep watching The Dorkening.
Hey guys, this is Felissa Rose, and you're watching The Dorkening.
Hey guys, it's Courtney Palm. We're shooting Death House, and you're watching The Dorkening.
This is Anthony Michael Hall, and you're watching The Dorkening. Stay tuned, my friend's going to show you what entertainment's all about, baby.
The Dorkening.
The Dorkening and all affiliated shows are not intended for anyone under the age of 18. The following may contain discussions or scenes that have adult situations, graphic violence, nudity, strong sexual content, and graphic language. This show is intended for mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey, happy Wednesday, everybody. You're watching Dorkening. My name's Leo. I'm the monkey behind the keyboard here. Or I could be Jake. I don't know. You know, if you know, you know. So this is going to be an awesome show, as always. Powerful Brandon.
Yes, I agree. It is going to be a show, as always.
Fuck you.
Happy Star Wars Day / May the 4th be with you to everyone out there.
Yeah, May the 4th be with you, as always. RW.
Hey, what's up? I'm a little upset. They made a new commercial and didn't have me in it. What's up with that? Really? Come on.
That was actually one of the selling points to Leo on the ad. He was like,
first
RW's not in it, is he?
First Weird Al cast Daniel Radcliffe, and then they cast some lady in a Deadly Grounds commercial. That's 2 for 2 right there. My God.
You almost filled the role of a biker mom, but they went the other route.
Jeremy.
Hey, it's the horror of the Dorkening.
The Horkening?
The Horkening.
Are those the oversized
It's like
comics
the
or
Quickening.
the normal size comic?
Oversized.
Nice.
Ridgery.
I have 2 of those. I don't think I had the other 2, but yeah, interesting.
Hello, Tom.
Tom.
Hey, Corn Space says
I missed what Corn Space said.
I don't meet any of that criteria.
I don't know what that's in referral to, but I'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
When Tom always makes a comment, he's always doing that in Morse code.
Shut his screen off. Shut his screen off right now.
Oh, God. It's going to be a show.
It's going to be an awesome show. A bunch of people watching. Thank you for tuning in. This is going to be fun. A lot of stuff happening. Star Wars Day, obviously. We got a new Obi Wan trailer. There's the final Doctor Strange trailer, which spoiled some stuff. Huge spoilers on the interwebs about Doctor Strange.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I wanted to go into the corner of a room and kick a kitten. I was I'm sure that there are plenty of people that are super like they're pleased as punch, and I would have been pleased to punch someone.
I enjoyed it, but we're not going to spoil
Yeah,
anything.
fuck you,
for
Leo.
anybody.
I enjoyed it, ladies and gentlemen. Leo Pond, Mr. Sunshine himself.
Can I use initials to ask one of the spoilers?
On air?
Would initials go too far?
Leo, put it up.
The spoiler warning?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
Spoilerish warning. Spoilerish warning.
Hold on.
Yeah, spoilers warning.
Let me see.
I found the whole trailer really strange myself.
I just wonder if this is what's irking Brandon so much.
Okay, hold on. Okay, so warning. Doctor Strange spoilers.
Danger, Will Robinson. Danger.
Yeah.
Do the initials TC go into that? No. Oh, okay.
That's balderdash.
And done with the spoilers.
Okay.
Gobbledygook,
Right,
which I have been saying for like a year.
Well,
like,
I
no
was
way.
hoping
Hold on. There's it wasn't part of the spoilers, but according to
I've read other stuff, but nah.
Yeah.
Have you read it though?
Stephen King's It? Absolutely. Fantastic book. In parts. There's like one part that a lot of people don't like, and I get it. No. Nothing that has been concrete.
No.
Involving TC.
Okay.
I understand you wanting to tread lightly because that's a real danger zone.
I just want whatever the cameos are to at least be sort of sensible, like have some relevance to the story.
Some of them are, and one of them is fucking not.
I don't mind it.
I know you fucking don't, and I hate it. The burning passion of 1,000 suns.
So somebody, we're not going to overall spoil it for everybody, but one of the major characters that a lot of people have been assuming would be in it was front and center in the spoiler. It was a full, it was like a good partial of a scene. You had a great action shot with like 3 of the cameo people.
I'm on Cameo.
Yeah, they really got the bang for their buck. They stretched it out as much as they could.
So I'm gonna see Doctor Strange tomorrow at 9.
I'm seeing it an hour before you.
Oh.
Neener.
Okay, I'm gonna take this off because we're not gonna do any more spoilers. And we don't want
for this last thing.
Well, we just did initials. We didn't really,
The craziest part was when Peter Dinklage showed up as Galactus. It's a huge role for him.
Hey, Jeremy, this is what you look like.
I'm sorry. I find if I go like this, I look really high after a while. Like my eyes droop and everything.
Maybe smoking all the drugs before the show contributes.
Yeah,
to
that might do.
I mean,
that could be
no
the
judgment.
problem. I don't know.
No judgment. Just putting it out there.
I don't know.
No, not me.
It's
like
like
never that. Excuse me one moment.
Jeremy's with us tonight. Hey guys, what's going on? Yeah. You see that trailer, did you? Yeah, that was pretty cool.
See the trailer. I fucking am the trailer.
Well, also another spoiler, both Brandon and Jeremy, you can find them along with me this Saturday and Steven at Sarge's comic book shop in New London, Connecticut for free comic book day. So
wow, where was my invite?
You're invited if
Here
you
it
want to
is.
show up.
Yeah, come on down. The price is right.
I'm only
Everybody comes to free comic book day.
Oh yeah.
This will be the first free comic book day I've attended in about
since the pandemic.
15 years.
Really?
The first one I did was 2015. I think I did 2016. Might have done 2017, but then I haven't done any since.
The owner at Sarge's is great. When we do a show there, he loads us up with like free comics. So it's
great.
Yeah.
Nothing but Sergeant Rock as far as the eye can fucking see.
Well, no, I mean the comics for today, like
whoa. Did you just say Sergeant Rock, really?
No, I did not. I said something
No, he
very
said
similar
Sergeant
to
Cock.
it, and I clearly remember what it is, and I'm not trying to cover it up at all, and just
Mature.
keep talking because I can't think of another thing that sounds like
It's
Sergeant
not
Rock
very
say.
funny.
So Dark Crisis 0, I
I'm-
believe, comes out Saturday.
I'm doing.
I mean, cool.
I'm not doing a double free comic book day. I'm gonna stop by Most Excellent in Enfield, Connecticut too,
Very
because
cool.
Joe St. Pierre is going to be there.
Nice.
Oh, nice. Actually,
Yes,
Enfield's pretty close to me, maybe half an hour.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'll stop in, man. Be nice to see you.
I'm like driving 2 hours.
Mason would love to have you down there.
The fucking local
Mason?
comic book store.
He's the guy that
7
owns the
minutes from
place.
my house. And I'm driving from fucking Massachusetts to New London.
Well, I mean, if you want to do a stream from yours,
Well, then you'd be able to hit the one in Enfield on the way back.
I mean, we could do like a link up, and
Yeah, not at this stage in the game.
Okay.
I'll put it that way. Just instead of a
I gotta
flat out no.
sit up for Randy.
Well, it's gonna be fun. So
Yeah, I think we'll have a good time. The real challenge will be keeping it PG-ish. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't want to be off-putting to anybody that walks through the door. Like, we'll get you some free comic books, okay? And then they open the door like, this fucking clown. With me over there, like, I fucking hate Tatooine. Like, maybe this isn't the place.
Sand, it gets everywhere.
Sand, I hate sand.
So what did you all think of the new Obi Wan trailer? Yeah.
I mean, in all seriousness, the whole Tatooine thing, joking aside, it really did show some other places, some more technical planets or,
Yeah, I don't know.
I think they were probably
not
literal
Coruscant,
planets.
though.
They were literal planets.
No, but I'm saying like, more, yeah.
It could have been
not
like Coruscant or
Tatooine,
something like
Yeah,
that.
no, it's like I was saying.
Yeah, it
like,
might not have been Coruscant.
I feel like the very beginning of the series and very end of the series is probably going to show, like him essentially doing the whole thing that we saw in the original trilogy. I mean, the prequel trilogy is, dropping Luke off with Owen and Beru, that kind of deal. And then everything else that's going to go down, it's going to bring him to the point where he realizes, oh, I need to actually stay on Tatooine to keep an eye on this kid from afar to make sure that nobody gets at him. And that's it. That's how I'll live my life. I think that there's going to be a lot in between that doesn't take place on Tatooine. Because if it does, like, have the majority of it take place on Tatooine, that is a humongous missed opportunity altogether. Like, I'm just afraid that if they don't watch themselves, they're going to end up doing with the Disney Plus shows what they did with the movies. They're going to flood the market and make everything like on what would seem to be a regulated schedule, and people will come to expect it. And that's not the kind of thing that should be happening at all. And because unfortunately, when people come to expect things, they start to have preconceived notions altogether. Worse than just like speculation when something's new and exciting, but when it seems like it might be like another also ran thing, like, Boba Fett. Come on. I understand that there's a lot of people out there that enjoyed the show, but let's be realistic. Yeah, of course you did, Leo. You're not part of that. I'm like, I know there's a lot of people out there that like the Serbian film, and Leo's like, don't.
I mean, in the trailer, obviously they show, Vader. They don't show Vader, but they show his chest or whatever. So they're obviously not going to fight fucking Vader on Tatooine.
Oh, I think they are.
No,
Not on Tatooine.
I'm saying.
No.
So Vader's not going to go to Tatooine and have.
He would never go to Tatooine. He hates
be
sand. What the
right.
fuck?
So,
that and like,
so that,
everything.
and then
well. So let's back up for a second. If they do meet and fight,
if he goes to Tatooine, he'll feel Luke. Like,
well, if they met and fight, it totally negates like A New Hope.
Yeah, exactly. So what do you feel about that? It's
why does it negate A New Hope?
For what Vader says.
Because when I left you, I was the master now, or I was the learner, now I am the master.
Yeah.
Only a master of evil, Darth. Well, maybe that's maybe
Only
that's
Master
not
Evil
true
Darth.
because Anakin would have had to say, "When I left you, I was but the learner, but now I'm the master." So if Darth Vader's saying, "When I left you, I was the learner, now I'm the master," maybe this is where, if they do this fight thing, we'll figure out why he said that. Because it wasn't Anakin saying that. So Anakin didn't say, "When I left you, I was a learner, now I'm the master." Anakin became Darth Vader, and therefore Darth Vader's saying, "When I left you, I was a learner." So maybe there's something going down there that will make sense if they do it the correct way. But you're right about that, unless, there's some other little plot thing there. But you're right. You can't keep changing things around. And again, not to get on Rogue One, but the one thing that killed me was, Vader comes in with a sword and he's killing like 5,000 people. And then in A New Hope, all the stormtroopers do the work and he just walks through the door. So you guys
get this. I ate too much chili for lunch. I'm just gonna
it's like you got to keep it consistent.
Let me
Like,
find
if
the
these
princess
things are
and or the
supposed to be-
plans.
If these, like the Marvel universe, which I don't watch, supposedly all the shows that they have on Disney Plus, which are Marvel shows, tie in to all the Marvel shows, and you're like, yeah, that ties into that. That ties into that. That ties into that. But if Star Wars just goes, hey, what if Obi Wan Kenobi did this with Darth Vader at some point, and it doesn't tie in, then why are we doing that? So yeah, exactly, you're exactly right.
Well, obviously they are tying everything in, and they want to, you think they want to retcon some stuff, or it feels like they want to retcon some stuff. So it'd be interesting. We've already seen some production shots of Hayden Christensen, as Vader. So apparently he's reprising the role in the series. Yeah.
And Adele was saying, rumor has it that Palpatine is coming back.
Well,
that could make sense a little.
Yeah.
So, like, if Palpatine comes back and Vader comes back, they have to find a way to tie it together so that it's like, and again, not to bring it Rogue One, but you got Rogue One and Star Wars, and if Kenobi's in there somewhere, it's got to make a little more sense than the Rogue One thing did. And
this would definitely be before Rogue One,
right? No, but I'm saying it has to follow, like you say, something. And you're right. He said, "When I left you, I was but the learner, now I am the master." Well, when he left him, he was in a pile of fire with no legs and arms or whatever.
Yeah. I hate you. Yeah, we
but
get it.
If he meets him again now as Darth Vader, then maybe. I don't know. I'm sure they'll figure it out, or will they? Because they screwed up.
I'm sure they will come up with the flimsiest of reasons.
Yeah.
Wait, did you say Jar Jar cameo?
No.
That means that people gonna love a Jar Jar?
They have to bring him back at some point.
Do they have to bring him back?
They're gonna kill him off.
I think you're confusing with you wouldn't mind seeing him being back with needing to bring him back.
Somebody said
very different things.
Somebody said Jar Jar will be back and he will shine and he is going to be a Jedi. So I don't know.
Misa
used a Forza.
The
Star
rumor
Wars
is
implode on itself.
the rumor is that he's a Sith.
Oh,
and there's a bunch of like theory videos out there with like clips from Phantom Menace and stuff like that. Like, how did he show up here? He must have force jumped or something like that.
Have you seen how fucking high Gungans can jump and shit? Like, what?
Not in the Lego game.
The first one, they were high jumpers, weren't they?
Oh my god,
they were pretty high jumpers from what I remember. Like if I saw him like spring up pretty high, I wouldn't be shocked. I'd be like, oh yeah, they're probably descended from like frogs.
He's like a frog, yeah, like jumps into the water.
Exactly. So that sounds like a stretch and a half.
What's funny is it's like Brandon and I are like twinsies, but not. He's got the blue hat on. I got the blue shirt. I got the black hat on. He's got the black shirt. It's like, yeah, mine's not a Star Wars shirt though. But it's like this
nothing
is
but Star Wars.
It's like
goes near and far wars.
Please let those Star Wars never end. And then I just got in trouble on a movie set for being inappropriate.
Wait, what?
You didn't hear about that? Yeah, you just got kicked off some movie for being inappropriate.
Yes. Bill Murray.
Bill Murray?
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's all right. Yeah.
Bill's always getting in trouble because he's Bill Murray.
He's old now, though. Aren't we supposed to give old people a pass at this point?
Fuck no, never, ever, ever, ever.
Oh,
You
no,
are
old
never
people
too
pass.
old to fucking learn. That is bullshit.
Old people pass.
Fuck old people
I
pass.
thought we were doing so. Like now, when I get old, I don't get to have an old people pass.
What the fuck is an old people pass? What do you mean? I would like to know what that means. What does that entail?
When old grandpa says something crazy, you're like, oh,
What's
don't worry,
something
that's old
crazy
grandpa.
though? Hold on, no.
I don't
What's
know what he
something
did.
Crazy.
I have no idea what he did, Brandon. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think it's so much crazy as much as it is probably like offensive and misogynistic, probably. Just
Well, also when you reach a certain age, you really
I
just
don't know.
don't
He
give a
didn't
fuck.
do it to me. It didn't hurt me. I don't know.
There's a whole lot of compassion. Fantastic.
For what though? I don't know what happened, Brandon.
I don't know either.
Then what am I supposed to have compassion for?
I'm just saying it's not about. This is not about crazy things being said. This
How
is
do
about
you know?
offensive things.
You
He
don't
was
know what happened.
inappropriate and kicked off of a movie. Do you think it was because he was doing
I
something
don't know.
crazy?
I wasn't there.
But you can extrapolate, right? You can use inference. and
Leo's
educated
looking
guess.
it up right
Hold on. Okay.
That you're taking such offense that somebody did something that you have nothing involved.
I'm not taking offense. I'm not.
You're
taking...
getting like quite obviously like.
No. I'm getting frustrated with you. There's a difference.
Oh, I see.
There's a difference.
So I'm not seeing what he said. So this is coming from CNN. Bill Murray speaks out about being.
I did something I
mortal.
thought was funny, and it wasn't taken that way.
Yes. Stupid ad.
He had a difference of opinion with a woman on the set of Being Mortal. I had a difference of opinion with a woman I'm working with. I did something I thought was funny, and it wasn't taken that way. The company, the movie studio, wanted to do the right thing. So they wanted to check it all out and investigate it, and so they stopped the production. But as of now, we're talking and we're trying to make peace with each other. So he said something that was offensive to someone.
Yeah.
That is usually how that goes. Like I said, that's inference. That's educated guess. What do you mean? No. I want to know why you
Brandon,
keep shaking
I
your head
don't
when I say that.
understand why you're like so uppity about this. Like I
I'm
don't
not,
get
okay,
it.
Uppity? Okay.
Yeah.
Uppity?
Like really, you are like over the top right now. I said nothing offensive to you or anybody else. Bill Murray said nothing to you. Like you're getting like friggin' like wicked heated over nothing.
No, I'm not getting wicked heated. Believe me. Believe me, this is not
somebody
wicked
else
heated.
like want to step in and like talk to him? I don't know.
Well, so
listen, all I said, the reason I'm frustrated is because you were like, no. Well, I was trying to speak to you.
I didn't say no about
I'm literally explaining it to you, and you're doing the same thing again. I'm trying to tell you, and you're talking over me, going, no, what? I don't know. I'm trying to tell you. All right. So I said, if he got kicked off or they shut down a movie, it is likely because he said something offensive. That is all I said. And you said, I don't know what he said. And I said, I don't know what he said either. I'm saying it was likely something offensive. And you said, well, you don't know that. It could have been something crazy. I said, no. I don't think it was something crazy. Let's use educated guess and inference and figure out why would they shut
guess about stuff. I wait until I hear the facts and then I make an opinion about that.
I understand, but you can still infer. You can still.
No, I don't infer.
Okay, fine.
I don't.
Fine, you don't.
Well, I can definitely see it both ways. We don't know exactly what they said, and we'll find out. I'm assuming it'll probably come out, or they'll just pay to be quiet.
Sweep it under the rug.
Yeah,
Yep.
but I do definitely see a point where and like Jar Jar was saying, older people, they do say things that at a time was okay to say, or at certain jokes. What was that senator that He used to be on SNL.
Al Franken.
Al Franken. Where he got it wasn't Me Too'd. What was it?
Yeah, it was.
It was Me Too'd?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, that was, jokes they did back then, back in the day, and it's totally inappropriate now, but it's
And that's the thing. Like everybody freaks out over everything now.
What Al Franken did was from 35 years ago. That's what he was being called out for.
Yeah.
Well, now Steve Martin's being called out for King Tut.
Yeah, but there's a difference in the situation we're talking about right now. And
Well, yeah,
something that happened 35 years ago.
Yeah. Yes.
Anyway, let's move on.
Oh yeah,
Let's
totally.
talk about something else.
Well, let's liven it up a little bit. We're all friends here, so it's no need for like heated arguments or anything like that. So Star Wars, we do have some upcoming series. Next is going to be Andor, and we also saw
Is
some.
that the guy from Rogue One?
Yeah.
Didn't they? Is it like a prequel?
So Andor is a character from Rogue One is getting a series?
Yes.
It's like a prequel then? It would have to be, right?
I believe so.
And which one was Andor?
Diego Luna?
Luna.
The one who had the robot.
Robot.
The one that said
Alan Tudyk? Was it Alan the voice?
Right,
of
Alan Tudyk was the voice. Because he's the one who's like he says I have to say yes or whatever. So the guy who
so real quick, I just googled Andor, and one of the first hits on it for searches is why is Andor taking so long? I love fans, man.
It's expected mid to late 2022.
That's
and
not
then,
too bad.
No.
When did they announce it? It couldn't have been that long ago, right?
It's been announced for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we all would.
That's so
all of
weird.
us, like us four and everybody out there, I would hope. Don't we want them to take their time and try to make like the best story they can, as opposed to like rushing it out?
Well, like when the new trailer for Obi Wan ended, it said limited series. So what? They're gonna like throw out these 6 or 8 episodes, and then that's it. It's not even like just a one-time shot thing.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Well, sort of like, we don't know yet. Like Moon Knight was supposed to be like a one-off shot.
I wonder if they're going to build that into like Midnight Suns or something like that.
Yeah,
probably. That's I think you're hitting the nail right on the head, Jeremy, for sure. I just read Jar Jar, Jeremy. Oh, I didn't even notice the Jar Jar this entire time.
It's been that way for like.
I know. You look at people's faces. Like I don't pay attention. I know your names.
At least you know my face. That's kind of nice.
Fair enough.
Well, yeah, that's weird.
Go ahead. I apologize.
Like when I was growing up in the 70s and 80s, there was a show called Otherworld, and unfortunately got canceled. It was only like 8 episodes, had Jonathan Banks in it or whatever. But like something like that gets canceled, and you're like, dude, I love this show. Why is it canceled or whatever? So why would you tease me with a 6 or 8 episode of Obi Wan and that's it? Go ahead.
Can I try? Hey, you remember the absolutely no hours of Obi Wan story that you ever thought you were gonna get, and now you're gonna get like 8 1-hour-long episodes? That's actually more than a movie would be. So
right.
Pretty good, I'd say. All things considered.
Yeah, so because it was
like
supposed
4
movies.
movies.
Wasn't it supposed to be an Obi-Wan Kenobi movie?
Yes. Yeah. And
then they decide. So instead of a 2-hour movie, we're getting a 10-hour movie.
Yeah.
8-hour
So
movie.
Obi-Wan was.
Start building the expanded universe. I wonder if they're gonna start because I know they're supposed to do something with the Bad Batch or something like that.
I mean, they introduced Ahsoka in was it Mando? Yeah, Mandalorian.
Yeah. Matter of fact, they released pictures today of Rosario Dawson. Actually, there's a video too of her totally fangirling out with Mark Hamill.
That's awesome. She is a giant geek too. It's pretty cool.
But it was like it showed production shots of Mark Hamill, acting in Mandalorian, and like there's this one where he's like in full like casually doing like the lotus thing. His legs like super crossed.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, I think it's like the full lotus or something like that. And people were saying like, he's still, very nimble at his age,
Well, I mean, glad to see it because, I mean, before they started up on the second trilogy, he was not in the best shape.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys remember the photographs. It was not great. Like he was trying to quit smoking cigarettes so he could get in shape, and they caught him grabbing snipes from like an ashtray, and I was like, oh dude, I've done that, but at my house. Like when I still smoked cigarettes. Like that's okay. I'm the one that smoked the cigarette down to that, but it's not so great when you're on like North Main Street. And yeah, who cares if there's lipstick on this more cigarette?
No.
Like a mini
So what
mini
movie
cigar?
was he filming?
He was filming Mandalorian.
No, when he got caught doing the cigarette thing.
He was preparing for the second trilogy, Last Jedi.
Gotcha.
Showing up in the end of Force Awakens, and then obviously Last Jedi. And sorry if I just spoiled that for anybody who, for some reason, lives under a fucking rock on Mars in a cave.
So I thought George Lucas met with him and Leia before he
Carrie Fisher.
Carrie Fisher, yes, she'll always be Leia.
May she rest in peace.
Yes. Before he sold to Disney about them appearing, and
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, just as like a courtesy.
Well, yeah, as like a precursor to like get back in shape.
Maybe, I don't know.
I remember reading that story. I don't know how true it is.
I'm sure once you get past a certain point, it's like, hey, we're filming tomorrow, and you're like, yeah, I'm not getting in shape.
Don't worry, I bought a $90 girdle.
Yeah, like there's no, there's a point where it's like, yeah, I can't look like my original Luke Skywalker anymore.
Also in the queue, obviously Mandalorian season 3, Lando, a series
with the same guy.
Danny Glover.
Says while Danny Glover portrayed the younger version of Lando.
Or Donald Glover. Why
Glover,
did I say
guys.
Danny?
They're not related because Danny Glover is an actor that you've been aware of for like probably 30 years. I get it.
Who's too old for this shit?
I know.
It's slip of the tongue.
So it's unclear whether he will star in Lando. Next up is The Acolyte. It's a mystery thriller.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly sounds mysterious to me.
Yeah.
Let's see. The Acolyte will take place in the final days of the High Republic era.
Oh, that's cool.
Sith, centering on a Sith who begins training under an experienced Sith Lord. There's a droid story. It's an animated feature.
Let's hope this stuff all gets made and produced and stuff before Elon Musk buys Disney.
He's not going to buy Disney. Disney's going to buy him,
Right?
I'm pretty sure Disney created him.
Yeah.
No. Disney created Facebook guy there.
Zuckerberg.
Zuckerberg. Yeah, he was a robot in the system, and then like he escaped, and
Zuckerberg was somebody's pet project. Their crowning achievement was Mitt Romney.
Oh God.
Fellow Imagineers, I give you.
There was one other series I missed it. Oh, Rangers of the New Republic.
Oh, that's the one with Katie Sackhoff?
Let's see.
I believe so.
It says it will connect other Disney shows like Ahsoka and complete Star Wars.
Speaking of Sackhoff, are they redoing Battlestar Galactica
again?
Well,
I heard something about that like over the weekend.
I hope not.
So
they ruined it once.
Mark Bernardin talked about it on his Kevin Smith podcast. Had to be, I want to say in the fall, where like I think he was approached about it, and he went to the guy that created Battlestar Galactica.
Glenn Larson.
Because I'm even seeing movement in the comic world and the Battlestar stuff, and I'm like, what's going on?
No. Oh God, no. No. Okay, so apparently they are doing a Battlestar Galactica reboot, and it's going to be on Peacock, which is fine because it actually gives them a little bit more autonomy. They can show more. They can get away with a little bit more. I'm fine with that. This is heartening that it's being developed and what have you by Sam Esmail, who is the creator of Mr. Robot on USA. It was a very good show.
Yeah, it is.
But the part that makes me think like, oh, great, small screen Poison is it says writer and producer Simon Kinberg has given an update on the project, and that guy sucks out loud. He is just what the Spanish would refer to as El Terrible. It is just not great. He did he did Dark Phoenix. Yeah. He also stepped in and did a lot of the reshoots for Plan 4 Stick back when it came out. The dark reboot of Fantastic Four. So yeah, this guy does not inspire a lot of confidence. He also did the movie, and I'm not trying to yuck anybody's yum. All right, my wife and I watched the 355, and it had a lot of potential, but it just kind of fizzled out. And he like wrote and directed that too. It's just I've not seen much that has impressed me so far. And Sam Esmail, okay, great. Simon Kinberg, I don't know. Like maybe if he's just like, yeah, I'm a producer in name. I just showed up because for some reason I have clout. That's fine. Do that. Let Sam Esmail do his thing. The guy knows how to craft a story. That's one of the most important parts. Especially after the reboot. Now, I'm just curious, R-Dubs, did you watch the whole reboot? Did you watch the full series?
No,
it was good.
I always like to talk about
the politics in that world.
I liked what Battlestar Galactica was in the 70s when I watched it, and you change Starbuck to a girl, and you change this about it, and you make it more like this and not like it was, and it didn't. Yeah, like see, Dan Matson was saying, it just didn't do anything for me. It didn't make me want to watch it. So
the tricky thing about it, and what you're saying, is that, like, without giving anything away, because it'd be very easy to do. Your criticisms as a fan, I understand, but the show itself, especially when you get to the end of it, it actually kind of makes sense for the original show. There's a lot that happens by the end of the series, and they very smartly I don't want to say they wrap it up, because that's not true, but they very smartly incorporate anything and everything that you could think of in regards to Battlestar Galactica. I'll put it that way.
So it ties into the original?
Yeah.
Yes.
In
a manner of speaking.
I really
let me put it this way. One of the biggest lines of the show that is oft repeated, particularly by the Cylons, is all of this has happened before and will happen again. So that's why I'm saying, like, might be worth it for you if you get the time to just power through and get to the end of it, so you can see like what I'm talking about, because it's crafted very well, and I understand that there are some changes from how it was originally, but I think
once you hit season 2, it really
ramps it up, and you can start to see the connective threads.
Wait, season 2, so it grew the beard?
It made it what?
Grew the beard.
What?
It's a Star Trek reference.
Oh, okay.
It's
We're jumping so many fucking fandoms right now, like skipping stones.
Speaking of that, the early reviews are in of Strange New Worlds, and
how's that? That looks amazing.
They're saying that this is like the best Star Trek series in like decades.
I mean, the new trailer, like opening thing or whatever, was pretty cool. But the trailer before that showed Spock being emotional, and I'm like, wait, no, he's like, looked like he was making out with some chick or whatever, and I'm like, okay, so maybe this is before he got his emotions under control. Then
maybe
so
he's in.
We'll go with that.
What the fuck is it called when they
Ponfar? Yeah,
I was so close. I said Pon.
But I mean, if you ever watched the pilot of Star Trek, which later became the 2-part The Cage, and they do the flashbacks to what was supposed to be an original episode or whatever, you see Spock looking at a flower and he smiles at it, and he looks at somebody with smiles. And then as soon as they redid it, that was all gone. So maybe there, and Spock has, like in the motion picture that we all just recently watched, he's about to get his Ponfar, his Kolonar thing, and as she's handing him the thing, he goes like this, and she goes, "You have not received Kolonar because you are distracted and your human side or whatever." So maybe if he hasn't got that under control yet, maybe it'll work or whatever. So I'll have to give it a chance. But
I think it adds dimension to the character as well. I think it's easier to have like full Vulcan characters show up and be that just wholly illogical, cold, reasonable being.
And this is staying in the universe of Discovery, or
yes,
but in the past.
Yeah. So
I thought it was
in the past, right?
Yeah, I would imagine it takes place at Discovery is now in like the future, but
yeah, they're in like 20,000 ahead.
Yeah, but season 2 of Discovery, before they went into the future, I believe this takes place, either
right before they jump or
right
after they jump. I mean,
I would say probably right after. That'd be my guess, but we'll definitely find out. I mean, it could be, yeah. I mean, we'll find out in a couple weeks.
My favorite part of Star Wars whenever Picard would say, "Make it so." Anybody's heads blow up out there? Listen real hard.
So did any of you do any?
There are 4 lights.
What was that?
Did any of you
something at Tanagra?
Tanagra.
Belmont and Gelada Tanagra.
Yes,
yeah. That was a good episode.
Yeah, it was. Did any of you do anything for Star Wars Day today? Like, did you watch anything? Did you?
No, I got this shirt.
No.
Yeah.
I like what I like, and whether it be Star Trek, Star Wars, Love Boat.
It is Star Wars Day, RW.
The A-Team. My birthday. To me, my birthday's a day. It's not anything special. And it's not even Star Wars Day anymore. It's Star Wars month, because if you look at this thing, it's like the 5th, the 4th, the 5th, the 25th, the 16th, the 27th, the 13th, the 2nd, the 1st, the 8th. And it's like, fucking A, seriously. And like some people, to each his own.
See your calendar, because mine doesn't say any of that shit.
Yeah. No, we'll look it up. I saw it on Facebook. It's like the 1st is this.
May the 4th be with you.
The 5th,
Revenge,
the 8th,
revenge
the 16th,
of the 5th.
the 29th. It's like, dude, get a life. But no, I didn't do anything special. Today all day I was working on my audiobook and whatever. But yeah, I mean, I've seen the movies 1,000 times. I could, I don't even need to watch them anymore.
But have you watched the 77
Oh yeah, 4K 77 or the Harmy edition?
Oh, the Harmy edition.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I asked Disney to release the holiday special in 4K, and and everybody was like, "No!"
I would love to see that.
Like, come on,
But,
we need this to get its proper dues. Like,
I want.
you know
like,
what?
Did they have Caravan and Courage?
When you were a 12-year-old kid and Star Wars came on TV a year after Star Wars, and you were like, "Oh my God, there's a holiday special," even though it was bad, you're like, "There's Harrison Ford and there's Mark Hamill, and yay, this is awesome." You know, it's not so awesome now, but it was awesome then.
So the holiday special, there is a pretty much the highest quality one that's on the interwebs. It is available on Pluther.
No, I know, but I'm saying.
Well, no, I'm letting Jeremy know.
They need to officially release this and not sweep it
What
under
about
the rug like
Caravan
it
of
didn't happen.
Courage
and
Caravan? What's
the
the other
Ewok
one?
Adventure? Or,
Ewok Adventure. Yep.
Yep. Both of those. Are on.
Wasn't there a kid in one of those movies named Mace Windu?
What was the name?
Mace Windu.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
There was a kid in one of the Ewok movies named Mace Windu.
Yeah.
Was it the older brother?
I'm looking it up right now. Let's see. Oh, I'm sorry, Mace Tuwani. My bad.
Wow, I can't. I'll see you guys.
I would have had to suit Star Wars for ruining my childhood.
He looks like if somebody like pressed Mark Hamill's face. Like you know what it is? You ever see Futurama? And you know how the professor clones himself, but the kid like his nose gets all puffed because he pushed up when he was growing against the test tube. The kid who plays Mace Tuwani in the fucking Ewok movie looks exactly like that for Mark Hamill. It's fucking bad. Like, you want me to share real quick? I'll show you.
Share. I was gonna look it up on my phone, but share
screen. Initiating. Okay, let me move half a dozen things off of this screen real quick.
Oh yeah, that's funny. Look at that.
Waka Waka.
That was earlier on the Still Toking. Huh?
Oh yeah, I remember this kid.
I want to be just like Mark Hamill when I grow up.
What has he done now?
I don't know. Beats the hell out of me.
Let's not make fun of him because we can get him on the show and they'll be like, "Yeah, right? I'm not being on your show. You guys laughed at me."
Everyone should have a sense of humor about themselves. I was making fun of being bald myself before we got going. Yeah. So anyway, that's that kid. My brain turned it into Mace Windu for some reason. Whatever. Yeah. So it's Caravan of Courage and Ewok Adventure and Ewoks: The Battle for Endor. Those are the actual names.
Ewok Adventures, isn't that the cartoon?
Well, I think so.
I actually have like the plate and bowl set still from that. I actually think I have it right over in the hutch.
I really want to get the Burger King cup set back. I think it was Burger King. The glasses.
Okay, so I have some of them.
What is it, like Star Wars or
the Return of the Jedi?
Oh, Return of the
they had
I think it was Burger King.
Empire as well.
Well, now he looks like Jeremy.
Oh wow.
He's actually still making movies. He has Heroes of Extinction. Oh, it's a podcast series.
Oh, we could totally get him on.
Yeah. Oh, it's a podcast.
Hey, we made fun of you.
Said the head of a podcast
come on
network.
Our podcast. Yeah.
Wow, Leo, the disappointment dripping.
Hey, we got Eric Walker with us tonight.
The Great Space Coaster. I haven't seen that one.
I'm a little too young for the Great Space Coaster. I know of it academically, but I've never actually seen it. Yeah, it was Burger King, I think. I'm looking it up for the glasses.
Oh, yeah, for the glasses, yeah. So I have I've broken like 2 or 3.
I've broken more than you've ever owned.
For real.
No, because they're
my glass is empty. Well, then get a new one.
No, they're super fragile.
Yeah, they're glass, Leo.
I know they're glass, but they are
glass.
Yeah, it's very thin.
That's definitely not dishwasher safe.
What are you doing? I'm drinking out of this glass. Those glasses aren't for drinking.
Listen, no, this is why they break. Because he goes like like his wife comes in and says, "Did you know that Mark Hamill's down the street filming a movie right now?" And he goes, "Are you freaking serious?" And then
I like to think Leo just goes full like Thor whenever he finishes a
and then
drink.
she asks him something, and he goes, "Are you?"
Downs whatever is in the glass, and he smashes it on the ground and goes, "Another!"
But yeah, like everybody, like I did a funny, I thought it was a funny thing on YouTube where people talk with their glasses. Like somebody goes, "Hey, the president was just shot," and they go, "Are you serious?" Like for some reason they have to take their glasses off to react to this news. So that's what Leo does. He's like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" And then he throws his glasses, and then he's like, "I'll need a new pair." So yeah, that's what it is. It's like, let me tell you something right now, though. Seriously, I'm not even joking around. Right? Like,
it's gonna be the one. It's gonna be like the one dramatic pause that Clark Kent wishes he could do that he never can. You can't just.
It's like you never see anybody.
Fuck, are you talking? Oh, I'm just.
So just hold on, just real quick. So Jeremy, if you, I don't know if GameStop still has them, but I think it was the 50th anniversary. They had the Empire Strikes Back Burger King glasses. It's like a reproduction.
Oh, cool.
But it was like a much thicker glass. And it didn't have the Burger King logo. But the thing is, not dishwasher safe. I bought a set, put them through the dishwasher, and the graphics all washed away. So I had to get another set.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Mine are in storage. The original ones, wrapped in newspaper in a cardboard box.
Where's that storage facility?
The coolest thing is ever since I wrapped them up, they have this like bonus feature I didn't know. They make this like cool jingly sound.
Yeah. No, I think I have the Empire Strikes Back one. If they made Star Wars ones, I do not obviously have those, but I have the 4. I saw somebody post something. I'm like, I have the original one.
Yeah.
But yeah, you never see anybody do that with contacts. Like no one comes in and goes, "Leo, Mark Hamill's at the comic book store right now," and they go, "Hold on a second."
You know, there's like,
are you
10,000 assholes
right
out there that have done exactly that.
Just flicks them across the room.
They just go, "Judas Priest,
son of a."
It's fine. They're disposable.
But
I go through so many contacts a day. It's ridiculous.
I gotta stop being so incredulous.
If you're gonna come in here and tell me something, don't do it right now. I'm down to my last pair of contact lenses. Wait till tomorrow. I got a new shipment coming in.
Only 2 p.m. I gotta finish out my day. I've been all morning. People have just been telling me surprising things left and right.
So did we talk about Moon Knight yet?
No, kind of, but not really.
No. Let's do it to it.
Yeah. So season finale today.
Okay, we talked about it. Let's move on.
Season finale, yeah.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for the credit scene, I would have been disappointed.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah, when it ended, I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I'm like, I got to go back and watch the other ones now because
he didn't do it to start. I find that's the best way to get a full story is like when you start at the beginning and work your way through to the end. It's nuts. It's like none of that memento bullshit. You can keep that, Christopher Nolan. I'll keep my sequential storytelling. Thank you very much.
But Jeremy, you're right. Like the way it ended, I was so disappointed. But then
that's not the way it ended because of the last scene. So
yeah, exactly.
I mean that button on there, especially with it being the last episode of the quote season, whatever.
It had cool parts, but
I didn't mind the show. I think it
was very cool. Like I was like that's freaking dope.
Yeah.
One thing I thought was very cool, and I won't get into too many specifics, but in that last episode when Layla does like a really cool thing, and she actually like saves a little girl.
Yeah.
And the little girl talks to her for a second. It was awesome. And I was sitting there with my wife. Because we watch all this stuff together, and she's well versed in it, especially at this point. And I turned to her and I was like, is that better? And she was like, yeah, because my wife absolutely hated Captain Marvel. And the reason she hated it was because she felt pandered and condescended to. I walked out of the movie theater having seen Captain Marvel, and I was like, all right, it was like middle of the road. It is what it is. I'm sure there's a lot of people that are gonna like really love it, and then there's gonna be a lot of fucking misogynists that hate it for all the wrong reasons, But Daryl walked out of the movie theater where I'm like kind of indifferent, and she was like, "Fuck that movie," and I was like, "Whoa, hold on, all 5'1" of you, like, calm the fuck down." I didn't even know the Keebler elves could get that upset, and she was straight up just like, I've never been like so insulted while watching a movie. Like, I cannot believe some of the stuff they did in this, and the fact that they used Just a Girl by No Doubt in this big fight scene. Why did they do that? Why? Like, I don't care that it was the 90s. There's any number of women rockers out there you could have used a song from. They weren't going after her because she was just a girl. The song made no sense in the context of the movie whatsoever, other than they wanted the audience to be like, yeah, that's right. You can't beat her because girl power. And I was like, whoa, all right. I'm so glad that you're saying this in your tiny voice, because if anybody heard me even like quoting you right now, they would murder me in the parking lot. Like, she was upset, and I mean, she had every right to be. I'm not going to say anything one way or the other, but it elicited a particular feeling for her, and it was not pleasant. And when we watched Moon Knight and saw that was fantastic, because it was organic and it made sense for the story, and it worked. It didn't ring false whatsoever.
Watching, I don't want to spoil anything, but watching how they handled certain things made me think, like, why the hell did they not do this in Wonder Woman 84?
I thought that in a couple moments as well, but yeah. I mean, it's not entirely comparative, because
I mean, like the way the suit was so trimmed down. Yeah.
It was perfect.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's something to be said too for them being able to look at other things that have been done by other people and figuring out what would work best based upon that. I mean, movie studios especially, they benchmark one another all the time. So
now,
of course,
Brandon,
they're gonna.
Is this character in comics? Because I don't know of her at
Honestly,
all.
I'm not aware of her, but I'm not like the most versed in Moon Knight.
Yeah, me either.
Mythos either.
So
damn.
When she was cool, I feel like I should know about her.
Exactly. I was like, fuck, man.
So when I was watching New Rockstars, they referenced her as an actual character. It's something Scarab, Flying Scarab, or something like that.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Has anybody ever seen Casablanca with Humphrey Bogart?
Yeah.
No. What's that? Yes.
Yeah,
so remaking it.
All right. I just wondered if you guys have seen it. So I'll go back to what you were talking about.
I've seen it remade as a ski comedy called Out Cold, starring Jeremy. Wait, which one's the one that was in Mallrats? Because whichever one it was the one that wasn't. It's one of the London brothers.
That was.
Was it Jason or Jeremy?
I want to say that was Jason.
Jeremy London was the one in Mallrats, because we had him on the show.
All right, so Jason London, then he's in it. Yeah, it's
They look so alike.
Well, I think they're identical, right?
Are they?
Identical? Yeah, they're identical.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
That makes sense then.
Yeah, what you said lines up. It tracks, bro. Absolutely. Yeah, Jason London, and believe it or not, like, it is like this weird ski comedy remake of Casablanca. The main character, played by Jason London's name is Rick, and yeah, his former lover, who he knew for a brief tryst, shows up in the bar that he hangs out in all the time, because he basically runs the mountain, and shit goes wrong from there. There's a guy that shows up to buy the mountain. He basically represents the Nazis and everything, and he has a stepdaughter from from like Eastern Europe and a stepdaughter from France. Like, come on, dude. Like, clearly representative of the countries that Hitler was going after. And they even like foreshadow it in the movie. He's, she's like, oh, her mother was from here, my mother's French. And he's like, yeah, and I just got a Russian trainer. Look out. I'm like, oh, Russia, that's the thing that fucking put the nail in Hitler's coffin. Fantastic. And sure enough, he fucking fails wildly by the end of the movie. It's a goofy flick. It's the first thing I ever saw Zach Galifianakis in. I'd recommend it if you're in for a fun, wintry laugh. Who is that?
Supposedly that's Scarlet Scarab or whatever from Moon Knight in the comics.
Oh, okay.
Supposedly. I mean,
so we've gender swapped. All right.
Well, and again, I didn't want to get into that earlier, but it kills me when there's something that's already in print, that's something that's already established, whether it be Starbuck as a guy in Battlestar Galactica, and they're like, hey, let's make him a girl. Or someone is, Asian.
I mean, so far, it just sounds like the problem you have is that
they're Asian and they've been Asian in the comic book for 50 years, and they're like, let's make this person Italian. It's like, why does Hollywood always have to change?
Where did that happen?
Already in the thing, like
it hasn't.
Actually,
the examples you keep specifically citing are male characters being made female, but then you just kind of like made a wild they take this Asian person, make him Italian, and which definitely can't happen nowadays. Like, people would lose their mind, and rightfully so.
I guess I'm talking about Nick Fury. In the comics, he was always white.
Okay, so what?
So they go, hey, let's get Samuel L. Jackson.
Well, no, actually, there's an Ultimates version.
Yeah, that's what this was based off of. Mark Miller and Brian Hitch did the Ultimates, which is primarily what the MCU was based on, like, at least visually. But regardless of that, what does it matter? Why does Nick Fury's race have anything to do with how he works as a character? Why? I just don't understand why that's so bothersome. It's not. I never had a problem with it, especially because I'll take Samuel L. Jackson personally. I'll take Samuel L. Jackson playing Nick Fury over David Hasselhoff.
Thank you. I was going to say that. I was like, I don't need a German rock star.
Did anybody watch the original Wild Wild West TV show?
Yes.
And did we see the atrocity that Will Smith was in?
Okay, well, first of all, that's not Will Smith's fault. That is John Peters and Barry Levinson's fault.
But we got that giant spider.
Kenneth Branagh was the villain in that movie. Kenneth Branagh, one of the.
I watched it as a kid and I loved it. I'm sorry.
To me, it's like, you grow up with something and then everybody's like, oh no, and Frank Miller.
Well, I'm sorry to say this, RW, but I think it's fantastic that you love to see things you grew up with, but you don't own them.
No.
Other generations should be given the chance to either enjoy that, or if there's a new iteration that can actually update it so they can relate to it more, then I'm all for that. Mm-hmm. Superman, Man of Steel, I didn't really dig on it that much, but something, at the same exact time, I legitimately kept saying to people, you know what, that's fine. Because there's a whole other generation of kids that deserve to have their own Superman. It's not fair for me to sit there and go, Christopher Reeve is the best and no one's ever going to match up to him. You know what? Maybe for me, that's true. But that doesn't mean I shouldn't give this other guy the chance to do the same thing for kids who are going to see these movies now. And it's the same thing with all of this. So Nick Fury was white for years in the comic books. Brian Hitch and Mark Miller worked on a story that kind of updated the Avengers into the modern era for the 21st century. They, as a lark and with permission from Samuel L. Jackson, drew Nick Fury to look just like him. And Jon Favreau, believe it or not, this whole interconnected universe thing with Marvel Comics, with the MCU, it started as just a joke. It was not anything that was explicitly planned. Jon Favreau asked Samuel L. Jackson if he'd like to come to set for a day and just shoot a little snippet so they could tack it on as sort of like a ha-ha, wink-wink for the audience, like the real hardcore dorks that were watching it. And that's all it was. And it got such a reaction that it made Kevin Feige go back to Ike Perlmutter, who was running Marvel Studios at the time, and say, like, hey, there might be some merit to us trying to actually get everything fused together and create a cohesive universe. And that's how the ball got rolling. Arguably, I mean, if they hadn't drawn Nick Fury to look like Samuel L. Jackson, it wouldn't have necessarily landed as big as it did at the end of Iron Man's credits. And we might not see some of the movies that we're seeing now. And I know you don't particularly care for the comic book movies, but one cannot deny they've been an absolute behemoth. Like they're everywhere you turn.
Yeah, that's the problem.
That's not fair. I mean, listen, man, we don't shit all over everything you like. No. I'm like not joking at this point. Like, we don't shit all over everything you like, but you constantly come over here and do that to us. Like, that's not fair, man. Like, I get that you like what you like, but I don't sit here and go, the Love Boat sucked. Do I?
It wasn't great, but it was. I mean,
Jeremy, you are not helping. You're not helping.
No, and I guess if they remade it tomorrow, it would suck because it's not the same. And again,
no. But for me,
it's funny. Somebody on one of our podcasts said something. I don't remember who it was, but they're like, "Yeah, there wasn't much call for a Reb Brown Captain America figure back in the day. Why wasn't there? What's wrong with Reb Brown's Captain America? Why couldn't he have gotten an action figure?
Okay, but here's the thing, right? Now you're touting all these other changes, but you are saying there's no problem with Reb Brown's Captain America, which is a wild departure from Captain America for 35 years before they made the first TV movie. Because in that movie, he's not Steve Rogers. He is Steve Rogers Jr. His father was Steve Rogers Sr., one of the doctors who actually created the Flag serum, Flag standing for full latent ability gain. And one of the guys who was still working for the government came to Steve Rogers Jr., who worked as an artist in the show, in the TV movie. So they did bring that from the comic books. And then they said, you're the only one who can actually use the serum to become the new Captain America because your father designed it with his own DNA. And then he takes it. I think there was an accident. It was sort of a $6 million man scenario. They give him the serum to save his life. He becomes the government's new Captain America. And he doesn't really look anything like what Captain America looked like beforehand. So all of the same things that you just complained about, other things doing nowadays, the things from back when you watched them as a kid, that's exactly what Captain America was doing in the 70s when you watched it initially. So how is there a difference?
Well, I guess if you want to
that all down,
pick it apart, you could say that, the Incredible Hulk's name is Bruce Banner, and in the TV series they named him David because the guy thought Bruce was a dumb name. So that's why he's David Bruce Banner, but never referred to as David Bruce Banner. So it's referred to David because they hated the name, and they changed that around. So I get it, but I'm just saying it's like, calling
him David instead.
Everybody wants to change a universe that's already there, and it's just it's
no. See, here's the thing. I don't think they're trying to change a universe that's already there. They're trying to make something new using the same characters. Like that's the thing. It's generational. So, like I said, every generation should have the chance to have their thing. And I think it's awesome that there's an original, like a whole slew of original series Doctor Who, and there are some people who say, fuck all that noise, that shit looks terrible, and I can only watch it from when they started it up again in like 2001 on. And you know what? That's fine, because guess what? We both still like Doctor Who. There's no problem with that. It doesn't bother me. I think anytime you can find any kind of common ground with especially a younger fan is fantastic, because that's how you create new fans. Ideally, and I think this is what happens with a lot of dorky kids out there, guys and gals, is if there is a newer thing and you watch it and you love it and you find out it came from an original source, it was a reboot or a remake or some long continuation of what was originally established, they will likely search out that original content and want to absorb that as well, and very likely appreciate it, if not outright love it for what it is as well. So I think it benefits everybody.
That's actually how I got into Star Trek. I saw like one of the movies and I'm like, wait, this was a TV show? And then I started trying to hunt down the TV show,
Yeah, so I don't think it's necessarily change. I think it's adapting to the times and the people, the generations that are kind of around at that moment. I think that's to have it be fluid like that for anything is really good. And granted, if you try something several times and it doesn't work, maybe stop, because it might have been lightning in a bottle for the time that it came out. Like, for example, Jeremy, I heard you mention Fantasy Island earlier. I mean, Ricardo Montalban.
Oh my God, they're doing that again.
No,
that would be the
third or fourth. Yeah,
I just saw a commercial for
It'd be the
Fantasy
fourth.
Island.
It'd be the fourth, because there was the original, then they did the remake on ABC that starred Malcolm McDowell. Then they had the movie that just came out from Blumhouse.
Yep.
And now they're doing an actual show again.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a reality show or
Oh,
if it's a show.
I wouldn't count that. I would not count that at all.
Hold on.
That's what they're doing with the Love Boat. They're going to make it like The Bachelor and put a bunch of people on the cruise and see if they fall in love. So it's not going to be like...
Yeah, it's not. I wouldn't count that as the Love Boat.
Well, that's what they're doing. But anyway, again, it just seems like Hollywood runs out of ideas. Like when they just did the Lady Gaga, Bradley Cooper, Star Wars Born. That's the fourth time that they've made this movie. Like you can't make a movie and not call it something that's already been done. You couldn't make a Star Wars Born again and call it something else. No, you had to call it a Star Wars Born because you want people to go, "Oh, a Star Wars Born." Like it just seems like. And again, I'm not shitting on your stuff. First of all, I'm just saying it's like why do we have Fast and Furious 10 when like the movies aren't even that good in the first place?
Well,
like,
hold on. I mean, that's two different things though, RW, because you just complained that there's no like real original content, but then they created Fast and the Furious and have made 10 movies. It's not
right.
But those are two different things, because that's a continuation of a story that was created and they've been running with it because they've been wildly successful. That's why they keep making them.
Well, I have a question. Have they really made 10 movies or did they just photocopy the same?
They just used the
I only watched the first one.
Yeah.
They did the find replace function.
Yeah, exactly.
on the computer. Just load up the screen like
This is really sad. Fantasy Island, it's not it's not a reality show. It is an actual show. Season 2 premieres May 31st.
What? They already have a season 1?
They already have a season 1.
What channel is this on?
And who's in this?
It's on Fox, and the description is an island birthday bash exposes fault lines in the relationships of 3 friends. So it looks like each episode is different. Yeah. Okay, so it's like the original Fantasy Island. So
isn't it a girl and it's like the granddaughter of Ricardo Montalban or something stupid like that?
I have no idea. I saw an ad on TV and yeah, now it's a reality season 2 on Fox. And also I know we're gonna wrap up shortly. Steven
Rosalind Sanchez. Okay, that must Elena Rourke. All right, yeah, no, Rosalind Sanchez, she's not related to Ricardo Montalban. She was in Rush Hour 2, I think. Yeah, she's a beautiful actress. Yeah, it's not a reality show. It's an out and out like drama.
Yeah. And it looks like each episode's different like couples or something.
I get it. All visiting. Well, it's got a 6 out of 10 rating on IMDb. That's average. That's not too bad.
I wasn't saying she was related to Ricardo Montalban. I was saying
the character was related to Rourke.
Rourke's granddaughter, not Ricardo Montalban's granddaughter. But I don't know if that's true. I thought I heard something where it's the granddaughter or something of Ricardo Montalban's character, not actually Ricardo Montalban.
I could see that.
Yeah, it looks like trivia says it's a direct sequel to the original 1978 series. So yeah, it seems like what you're saying is probably very likely. RW.
That could be interesting. Did anybody see The Offer?
I have not watched it yet. I put it on my list a couple days before our good buddy Steven said something. I'm actually working my way through a couple of other shows at the moment, and I just can't take on another hour-long drama at the moment.
I put it on, and I thought, okay, I'm just going to check and see what this is. I binged the first 3 episodes. Holy shit, is that a good show?
Yeah, I mean, It's clearly shot in Britain, though, right? I mean, a number of those actors in the series are British.
Yeah, because it has the girl from Ted Lasso.
Yeah, Juno Temple.
Yeah.
Also, one of the other guys I saw, he's on that show Succession on HBO, and that dude's as British as a teabag.
Yeah, it's a very period piece. I mean, well, obviously it's a period piece.
Yeah, it's 70s, Leo.
But yeah, it's yeah, definitely, you know, they got it down pat. That, and also I'm watching Julia, which is really good.
Oh yeah. I haven't checked that out. There's so much stuff. I still gotta watch Russian Doll too. This is a nightmare.
Yeah, we just started watching the second season.
Yeah,
that's a messed up show. Like, it really is. Like,
good. I want it to be.
It's funny, is like, and again, if you're a smoker, you're a smoker, whatever. But like, there's more smoking in this show than I've ever seen in any show ever. Like, oh my God, like seriously, like, wow. But you saw the first season, right?
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah. So this second season really has almost nothing to do with the first season.
Yeah, it does actually take place like in like real time, like the distance, like it's actually like 4 years later or whatever, isn't it?
Oh no, kidding.
I don't want to spoiler it, so that's why I'm saying it's.
I thought I had seen something.
All I can say is, and again, hopefully people who have seen the first season, and if they haven't, then whatever. Spoiler alert, Russian Doll.
Yeah, it's only been up for like 2.5 years.
In the first season, she keeps reliving her same day, right?
Yeah.
That does not happen in the second season. It's some other little trick. So it's very interesting. You'll have to look up and you'll see what I mean. But I was all ready to be like, okay, they're just going to keep doing this again. And now it's like something else. So it's almost like two separate. It's almost like not even the same show anymore. It's weird.
I like that.
But
So
it's great. I mean, like I say though, but yeah, we've been watching Daybreak, which is like a zombie thing with Matthew Broderick, watching Sweet Home, a South Korean zombie thing, and we're watching what's a couple more episodes left of Good Girls with Matthew Lillard or whatever. But I did not watch The Offer. I was about to, and then I realized what it was about. And again, not shitting on your stuff, not shitting on everything you like. I've never liked gangster or mafia mob movies.
No, I mean I'm much the same way. I actually didn't see The Godfather or The Godfather 2 until I was 28, 29 years old. Which
still not seen part 2 or 3.
Part 2 is definitely the drama of it is it's excellent and at least a little heartbreaking.
The first time I watched one, I was watching it on something like Pluther and didn't realize there was no subtitles on, and they're just talking Italian for a while, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, I have no idea what's going on.
But that being said, I mean, there are just a couple of movies that I like. Actually, maybe not even like I don't mind Goodfellas. I like that flick. And
Bronx Tale.
I know Bronx Tale is good as well. I love as a weird double feature to do Goodfellas followed by the comedy My Blue Heaven, starring Steve Martin and Rick Moranis.
Oh, nice.
Interesting duo.
Well, what's funny about it is we've all seen Goodfellas, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I think I saw it once. Like I've watched The Godfather, the first one. I'm pretty sure I watched. I don't think I watched the other two, but maybe I did. And if I did, I blocked it. And yeah, I've seen Goodfellas because of that. Why, you think I'm a clown? And then he like blows the guy away for no reason. And I'm like,
why don't you fucking dance now, Spider?
Yeah, so I'm like, these are not my kind of movies at all. Like,
But here's the thing. Have you seen My Blue Heaven?
Yeah, a long time ago.
So Henry Hill, the character, the real life persona who was characterized by Ray Liotta in Goodfellas, the writer of that movie was, oh my God, I can't remember. I want to say it's Mitch something or another, or maybe that's the author of the book. But regardless, the guy who wrote Goodfellas, the script,
His name was Mace Windu, I think.
Yeah. No, I was right. Okay, it's Nicholas Pileggi. Nicholas Pileggi. He wrote the book, and Marty Scorsese wrote the screenplay. Nora Ephron, you know who that is? She's the filmmaker. She's his wife, and she is the writer and director of My Blue Heaven. My Blue Heaven is a comedic continuation of the story of Henry Hill, but with all of the names changed.
Oh, really?
Think about how Ray Liotta talks in Goodfellas. Oh, you're really funny. Oh, you're really funny. And you get to Steve Martin, like, it was criminal. The shoes, right? He's doing the same exact voice. It is out and out supposed to be how Henry Hill is miserable after he's put into the witness relocation program. It's fucking hilarious. It's one of my favorite movies. I love that flick.
Yeah, same here. Absolutely love it. Okay, I need to do that back to back.
Yeah,
dude, I'm telling you, when you do it, you'll be like, what? Because it ends with Henry Hill like, yeah, I wanted like spaghetti with a nice marinara, and she brought me egg noodles with ketchup. And then you get into My Blue Heaven. It's exactly what Freiberg is like, dude.
So RW, you might want to give the offer a try, because it's just the making of the movie. It's
making of, but I gotta refuse to watch it.
Yeah, it's just a story behind the making.
How they made the movie. Yeah.
I think it's interesting that they cast Dan Fogler as Francis Ford Coppola.
Did anybody see?
Oh yes, I love him.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
Did anybody see the photos that Philip on his trip posted?
No.
Because Philip went to Queens and took a picture of the house that was supposedly the house that was Archie Bunker's house. And,
yes.
Yeah. So the camera goes like this and shows the house, and then you go inside or whatever.
Yep.
Somebody should make a TV show in that house, not that house, but recreate the Archie Bunker house of today, more modernized, because obviously this house was in the 70s, so that's gone through some changes, but same staircase, same living room, same kitchen, whatever, but redone. And make a sitcom in that same space, and then say something like, this house, have somebody talk about how these people lived in this house and they owned a bar down the road or whatever. And I just think it'd be kind of neat to see that set again, in the same, but a
you
completely
could totally
different sitcom
redo
that would
revamped Bunker,
or not even a revamped Bunker, but just a sitcom.
But it could be still the same kind of style where the dad's just obnoxious,
or maybe the mom's obnoxious. I don't know.
Either way.
Stifle yourself, Edith.
Well, and they have friends that moved up from the West Side.
Whatever. I'm not saying remake All in the Family. I'm saying a completely different sitcom, but in that same place where somebody can say, yeah, I bought this, this house has been on our family for however long. My grandfather owned a bar down the road.
I actually don't like. Netflix did that with what was that one where the family, the mom and the kids
One Day at a Time.
That one, I just don't see why they named it that. I was just
Which one?
Why not?
One Day at a Time?
Yeah, they revamped it, and
it was still
and I love
still Norman
Rita
Lear.
Marino or
Was
Ramona to death. But why? Again, that's my point.
Because the creator of the original
called it One Day at a Time.
Because the creator of the original show, Norman Lear, wanted to make an updated version for today.
Well, that makes sense.
And that guy created the original show and the original characters, and he was heavily involved in developing the new show.
I watch it with the kids.
I mean,
that
guy created
him
and
show, so I'm like,
Carl Reiner created so many great shows. There's no denying that. But instead of bringing Knight Rider back and calling it Knight Rider, bring Knight Rider back and call it anything else. Instead of bringing Magnum PI back and calling it Magnum PI, call it something else. Instead of bringing Hawaii 5-0 back and calling it Hawaii 5-0, call it something else. Because it's not Hawaii 5-0. It's not Magnum
It is
PI.
to the people that watch it now, though.
But with Hawaii 5-0, it makes sense. It's just Hawaii cops.
Right. But I'm just saying, it's You know, and perfect. Another example, freaking Higgins is a girl. What are we doing? Why do we have to change something? Like, you're remaking something and screwing everything up. Like, it just, again,
I could
why can't
understand
you
if
call
the
it something else?
content wasn't good, but like,
what's that?
I could understand if the content wasn't good. I don't watch any of these shows, so
I don't
really
either.
know.
I'm like, no.
I don't know. Maybe it's just because nowadays everybody's getting a little tired of every big main character of every big show being a white straight guy.
No, and I get it.
No,
Speaking of which,
once
any,
again,
that
I
drag
cannot
race
help
on
but point out
Fluker?
your big complaint again, RW, is that they took a male character and changed him into a female character. Does it matter?
Okay. So create a show called Magnum PI without calling it Magnum PI and make the Magnum character a woman, but she doesn't need to be Magnum PI. She could be Jane something, or, you know,
I do
Stephanie
wonder how
something
they
or
made,
whatever, and it could be the same show, but without the Magnum PI name. They're just using a name that's already established from something that was awesome, you know, 40 years ago, and they're hoping that people will go, oh, Magnum PI is back. No, it's not. You know, it isn't back.
Well, I mean, I don't see that's the thing. I think you're coming at it from the position of like people like our age and what have you will look at me like, oh, Magnum PI is back. I don't really think that's necessarily the target. I think it's using a familiar brand and getting new viewers to be like, oh, what's this Magnum PI thing? That's all. And there can be a bit of nostalgia involved, particularly if you're open-minded and say like, okay, this is a new take on the character. Let's see what they do with it nowadays as opposed to 40 years ago.
Right.
I think that's probably the best attitude to approach stuff like that with.
But and again, we can argue this point, you know, forever. But like, why do you have to call it Magnum PI? Call it something else.
Because they want to make money.
Same people are going to watch it if you call it, you know, Jane Doe PI or Jane Doe Secret Agent or whatever. Like, oh, what is this show about? Let me check it out. Hey, it's a pretty cool show. Why does it have to be called Magnum PI? Why does it have to be called MacGyver?
There's definitely, you know, brand and name recognition, you know, that they're hoping to bring people in. And this is the problem that we have with, you know, all these, you know, reboots and, you know, restarts and everything like that. It is, you know, obviously Hollywood's out of ideas.
Yeah, and that's what I keep saying. And it's like, you know, if you want to remake the Facts of Life, remake the Facts of Life. Just don't call it the Facts of Life. Well, if you want to remake Alice, remake Alice. Just don't call it Alice. You want to remake Seinfeld, WKRP in Cincinnati, Taxi, Who's the Boss? Go ahead, but don't call it those things. Those already have come and gone. Call it something else.
They can.
But the reason Hollywood doesn't have ideas is because when they put out something like Jane PI, nobody watches it.
Yeah.
But
yeah, because then people go like, oh, this is just a fucking Magnum PI ripoff. Why would I want to watch this? So
if they do,
but Magnum PI is a Magnum PI ripoff. What's the difference?
But it's 6 of one, half dozen of the other. So why not go with the name brand recognition?
Oh my God.
Get the money.
You know, if they're gonna, you know, reuse a name, you know, like Battlestar Galactica, you know, have some sort of connection to, you know, the original, you know, I could see that. Or if they're, I don't know anymore.
Well, like, for example, they're starting a new Quantum Leap show, okay, and for years, Donald Belisario has been trying to get this made, and it's never ever been a strict Quantum Leap reboot. It's actually always been tied to the original series, particularly a 3-episode arc called Trinity. And in it, you find out that while Sam was, you know, inhabiting the body of one of the people, he, you know, the guy's married and he's intimate with his wife. But because Sam was there and he was so like close, like brainwave wise and everything to this guy, it was actually his kid that the woman ended up becoming impregnated with. And she eventually had the kid. It was a daughter, and named her Samantha Josephine, Sammy Joe. And by the time the 3rd episode ends, you know, Sam's just like, it sucks having to leave after having been here and still kind of remembering everything and just not knowing if everyone's going to be okay. And Al tells him just as he's about to leave, he goes, they are okay. Sammy Joe is an absolute genius. she's one of the members of your team on Quantum Leap for Project Blue Book. And then Sam leaps. And the idea moving forward that, like I said, he's been trying to get done for years is that Sam, as it says, in the series, like, shit doesn't work out for him. It's one of the worst series endings of all time. Sammy Jo is still a doctor on Project Quantum Leap. And she thinks she finally cracked it, but also finds out from the files that Sam Beckett was indeed her biological father because of time travel. And so she decides to put herself in the accelerator, thinking she's, the hubris that Sam had at the beginning of the series. And she's like, I got this. And she don't got this. And the military head of the whole project is going to be played by Ernie Hudson, and he is going to be her Al Cavicchio. And I think part of it is going to be her trying to get home, but also she is searching for her father, Dr. Sam Beckett. That makes a lot of sense to me.
Totally.
That's a smart continuation. And considering that's the idea that he's had for 15, 16 years at this point, I think that we're going to see something incredibly close to that come to fruition. I wouldn't consider that a reboot. I would consider that a sequel,
right?
Continuation.
Yes. Quantum Leap?
Yeah.
Should be.
Brandon just made me want to go back and rewatch.
No, it is not.
No, I will look for it though.
It is if you can get the Roku app, it's there. That's how Tracy and I started watching it. And you want to get the Roku app anyways, because that's where that really bad Weird Al movie is going to be soon.
Oh, it's going to be good.
Oh, that's a good one.
You don't like
Daniel dude, you haven't even talk about giving something a chance, man.
Dude,
that movie's bad. It's not even out yet.
I know Weird Al taught him to play the accordion.
It's like watching the new Elvis trailer. The guy looks absolutely nothing like Elvis at all. And Daniel Radcliffe, God bless him, doesn't really look like Weird Al and sounds nothing like him and whatever. So it's like, I don't know why Hollywood's like, let's get a big name instead of somebody who looks like the person we're doing. Joaquin Phoenix was a hell of a Johnny Cash. Rami Malek was a hell of a Freddie Mercury. Val Kilmer was one of the greatest freaking Jim Morrisons. Gary Busey was a hell of a Buddy Holly. And then you give us Daniel Radcliffe as Weird Al, and you give us Austin Butler as Elvis Presley, the greatest entertainer of all time. Why are we shortchanging Weird Al and Elvis?
Before you get too upset about Daniel Radcliffe being cast as Weird Al Yankovic in Weird, the Al Yankovic story, just keep in mind that Al Yankovic himself has been closely involved with the project.
No, I know that. And I'm like,
if it's good enough for him, it's good enough for me.
A lot of people on the Weird Al thing and a lot of people on the Elvis boards that I see, because the trailer pops up and I'm looking at the comics, guy looks nothing like Elvis, sounds nothing like Elvis. Why Daniel Radcliffe? He looks nothing, sounds nothing like Weird Al.
Blah, 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 blah. How many trailers? Because no one's seen the movies that these are for, right? So they're basing this off of a minute and a half. Okay, cool.
Well, okay, if the trailer's going to give you something crappy, then that's what we're going to think the movie is. Why don't you give us something good so we can go, oh wow, this is phenomenal.
That's all of your opinion though, and that's definitely the definition of a bubble. You're going into specifically aimed chats about those things only. If you go to the general public, they probably are not going to be that discerning and just probably focus more on the general performance and execution of it altogether. And I think that's probably what those productions are going for. But I could be wrong.
I'll watch it if it's free, just like the Elvis thing. I'm not paying to see something that bad. But
you can't say that it's bad until you've seen it. Anything you've seen, but if you haven't actually watched it, I refuse to hear you say, "Oh, it's bad."
Hold on a second. I totally give RW props for filling in for Steven today.
And Jeremy, did you notice how I've taken all the heat off you? You welcome.
Oh, it's okay. I appreciate it.
Please.
My heat's okay.
That was an hour and 15 minutes ago. That's ancient history. I got a memory like a goldfish. I can't even remember where my bedroom is.
Oh my god.
Well, we should wrap things up because we have another show to do, and I have an early meeting tomorrow. So anything else to say before I wrap it up?
Oh, I got a lot to say.
Write it down.
Besides RW.
We'll get to it next week.
When I die and they make my movie, they're gonna get some idiot to play me too.
You'll be dead.
I know.
Why would you care?
You're right.
Well, if it's not Ryan Reynolds, then
You'll be okay.
Ryan Reynolds.
And by the way, nobody got my Jefferson's reference earlier.
I heard it.
I know Jeremy did.
The neighbors moved up to the east side.
Okay.
I would just say there was a new episode of Superman and Lois on.
Oh yes! Holy crap, is that good?
It's
oh my god, this guy looks nothing like Clark Kent. I mean,
it's I gotta say that the series just continues to impress me.
Yes.
They subvert every expectation as you go
I have
along.
to admit, I was annoyed when I first found out he was going to play Superman.
Dude, I'm telling you,
another werewolf guy.
No, watch the show, man. I'm telling you, like I was hesitant, and holy Flerkenschnitt, man. Especially in season 1, they tell you who the bad guy is, and then they tell you who the bad guy is. I'll just put it that way.
The context of what the stories sound like, they sound like up my alley. So,
yeah, dude, it's I really enjoy it, and so does my wife. It's a real breath of fresh air, considering a lot of the dour Superman that we've gotten over the past 9 or 10 years. And also, it's something that we haven't seen before. It's Clark and Lois, not just like navigating a relationship or anything like that. They are the heads of their family with their twin teenage sons. Like it's so good. And I'm so glad that every single time I thought they were going to do one thing, they've gone the complete opposite direction. I mean, small things too. Like I made assumptions about what they were going to do with one of the two sons, and I was way the fuck off. Way off. I thought they were gonna Dawson Creek the shit out of it, and thank God they have just stayed on target, man.
RW must hate it because Superman can't have kids with Lois because he would totally destroy her. No,
she was indulged by that Egyptian god from in Small.
Actually, before Superman and Lois started in like the other like Arrowverse shows, she got pregnant because they were living on Argo City. Yeah.
So he was without. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he was without powers. So that's why they were actually that part of the reason why they went there is because they wanted to start a family. Yeah, they did. They covered their bases.
It's fucking pretty good.
Yeah, the show's awesome. You definitely got to check it out, Jar Jar. Did you catch the cat's name?
I did.
Yeah,
I did. They're so smart by doing because this isn't like a big spoiler. There's like some bizarro stuff, like a bizarro world where everything's like kind of backwards. And yeah, there's this fun little Easter egg. There's a cat, and everything's like kind of the opposite. Obviously, in Bizarro World, there's a cat that's in their house eating food from its dish, and everything that you see is in mirror writing, but you can see its name on the bowl, and its name is Crypto.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's cool.
I wonder if there's a dog there somewhere named Streaky.
Yeah, right.
See, there you go. You can't have a cat named Crypto. I mean,
it ruins my whole childhood.
That's it. I'm calling it. Thank you for watching. Definitely take RW with a grain of salt there. I want to thank everybody for watching. For me, just Google Leo Pond. I run the Dorkening Podcast Network. We got a ton of awesome shows on the network. A lot of awesome people doing a lot of awesome stuff. We'll start it off. RW, where do you like people interacting with you?
If you go to my website down here at the bottom, all the links to all my stuff is there. Check that out. And yeah, I just like to rub these guys the wrong way. I don't mean anything by anything I say. I just like to get people going. So that's basically what I do.
We love you,
my book is available on Amazon. The ebook is now available on Amazon. And within 2 weeks, the audiobook will also be available. So I'd like to read you a quick little, quick little page 57, a little over an hour from Vegas. So there you go. I read you a little bit. So check that out. Audiobook coming soon. Book and ebook online at Amazon. I love these guys, and we're family, and we just love to harass each other.
Love it. Jar Jar.
Check out Comic Book Lovers Buy, Sell, Trade, and Auction on Facebook, and Sarge's this weekend for Free Comic Book Day and Most Excellent Comic Books. And if you're over 80, you get a pass.
Brandon.
Oh, this is ball busting central. I love it. Oh, this is why I show up, guys. Yeah, hey everyone, I'm Powerful Brandon. If you wouldn't mind checking out the Powers Combined Facebook group, we're all about sharing, comic info, movies, fun memes, laughs, good times. Our number one rule is don't be a jerk. If you violate that, you will be booted immediately. You can follow me on Twitter at Brandon's Powers and on Instagram at This Brandon Has Powers. You can find me here every Wednesday at 9 p.m. on the Dorkening Podcast Network's 9 p.m. Wednesday show. I am also doing a couple of podcasts with Leo Pond and Justin the Coop Cooper. One is The Dork Night, which covers all things Batman. That's going to be coming out bi-weekly. And the other one we do is Comics Paradox, which covers all kinds of alternate reality tales and takes, what ifs, Elseworlds, Tangent Comics, Amalgam Comics, Age of Apocalypse, you name it, we'll get to it eventually, I'm sure. That will also be coming out bi-weekly. It's going to be off weeks. So Dork Night 1 week, Comics Paradox another week. And aside from all that, like Jar Jar said, we will be at Sarge's Comics in New London on Saturday for Free Comic Book Day. So come on down and say hi, and we'll think about waving or maybe even looking in your general direction.
Thank y'all. Bye.
RW.